All right, welcome back. Now I have to deal with this video, and I spent a lot of time watching the video or listening to the video, so that I can have a good understanding of the video, and it's a lot different when I don't have to work. But I look at this whole video as a warning, a strong warning to productive black men. And it's almost scary how this video comes off as a warning to productive, specifically black men who are doing well, are being targeted by hood rat, black male hating Keishas, and these Keishas are doing their best to hide their anti-black male hatred. They're trying to hide, and they're putting on a fake attitude, fake voice, fake energy. She was given those fake vibes, excuse me, on this video, primarily to the host. And you saw the real hood rat Keisha come out. You can't trust any of them. Any of them. And we're being targeted for our resources. Once the resources are used up, and once we are, damaged goods, they want to move on to other men. As she clearly stated in this video, that even at her late age, she has no desire to settle down with one man for the rest of her life. Y'all heard her say this on this video. They want to function like plantation breeders their entire life. It's staring black America right in the face. I don't get how more people are not seeing this. They have given so many excuses and told so many lies to cover up the fact that they want to function like plantation breeders. They want and desire and love that lifestyle. Laying up with multiple men. You might as well just look at it and deal with it right on its face. That's what it is. They're locked into that lifestyle. And actually, feminist ideologies was built around their lifestyles. That's where Brad and Becky got them from. Analyzing the lifestyles of Keishas on plantations, being plantation breeders. How else do you think it was possible for them to create brothels immediately after slavery ended? Doesn't that seem like a woman locked into a certain lifestyle? If you just look at people as a species, it's plain as day. It's just hard for a lot of people to remove their emotions when they analyze history or when they analyze people. When you analyze black women, you got to look at them as species, no emotion. This is what it is. They have been doing this from birth to death for multiple generations, where the only thing that they really had to value was whether or not the next buck they was going to lay up with was going to be good at what he does. And the dream was to always be the wife of Massa. When you carry out a particular lifestyle for your entire life and it's done generationally, those people get locked into that lifestyle. Simple as that. Simple as that, man. And that's what we're looking at here. But productive black men need to be careful, because we are being targeted by deceptive, blackmail hating Keishas. First timestamp 528. This video has to be dealt with. It is scary. It is scary. Salute to everybody in the building.
Time,
he was 24.
And I was late 20s. However, he had better qualities as a younger person than I saw in my peers at the time, and I actually still do see.
And what qualities were those? This goofy hood rat Keisha, you know what she talking about? She talking about him probably having dope money and doing well selling dope or something hood radish like that. Looking at this broad's Instagram, looking at her, analyzing. This is a hood rat. From the hoods. From the single parents, from the hoods, period. What qualities? Why don't you specify? And why don't you just say, like, if he had a decent job, just point out what the job was. Like, yeah, he was an engineer. You said he was making up to $90,000. They always want to get involved in this goofy magical talk. Start talking goofy and not making no sense and being very vague, because they always making this stuff up and always lying. That's what you do when you lying. They are perpetual liars.
He had better qualities as a younger person than I saw in my peers at the time, and I actually still do see.
Wait.
Yeah.
You said he was 24?
He was 24 at the time I was in my.
When you met, or when you
23.
ended?
Yeah, he was 20. He was 23 when I met him.
Okay.
And he was in his 30s when we ended.
Okay.
Better qualities. At 23, and you what, 29? Age got that different. Why don't you just specify what the quality is? What quality are you talking about that you don't see in your peers? Other people who are 29 like yourself. They're goofy. Because she lying. And they always start, when they make up these lies and try to roll with them, they always end up sounding just goofy.
Okay. You said you had a 6-year difference?
Yeah, we had a 6-year difference.
Damn, you was right in the cradle. It's like
maybe, yeah. So I did give him, so that explains the time, because I was giving him some like time to like do his thing or whatever, and it was a good type of relationship for me, because it was like I was
time to do his thing. What are you talking about? Like get a promotion? If you was using normal English language, we would know that already. What are you talking about? You saying he was already accomplished or somewhat or impressive? What was he doing? She didn't even specify if he had a job. Now, she eventually points out that he was in science or whatever. It was making about $90,000. If he wasn't where he was supposed to be, why are you currently looking for a man who was making the same thing that he was making? Big, goofy.
It was kind of arm's length too.
And how long did the relationship last, you said?
Off and on for about 9 years.
9 years. Okay. And when did you...
Off and on for 9 years. What are you talking about? He was just a booty call. He was maybe spend a little money on you. He's probably pimping you. Or you know, just hitting it. Hitting it and breaking you off a little money here and there. You late on your rent every month. You need bills paid. You need a wig. You know, you probably found your little simp somewhere. This wasn't no real relationship. And she said she was a divester. So you know what she did? She went from Brad to Pookie. I believe this was a Pookie. That's why she ain't specifying what she was so impressed with. Went from Brad, went from Pookie to Brad, back to Pookie, now looking for a productive black man. Once they get older, they always look for those productive black men. We're being targeted by these early 30s, it seemed like, usually 35ish, these late, like, washed up Keishas targeting us. Y'all better be careful out there. Y'all better leave these Keishas alone, man. And the ones that's targeting you hate your guts. They hate black men. She showed it on here. And they're just looking for your resources, looking at you as a wallet. They ain't looking for love. They're looking at somebody to take care of them. That's why they hooping and hollering about money. And it all depends on how much money you make. And if you're looking for a guy who make about $90,000, how could you possibly currently be making $300,000 yourself? Big goofy lying Keishas. Well, this is one of the craziest displays of goofiness I ever seen from a Keisha.
You ended
recently.
Like, let's say a year ago?
Yeah.
And you ended it recently, within the past year. And you immediately looking for somebody who making the same that he was allegedly making. And how, I mean, assuming, what are you talking about? If you're not in California or something like that, or New York, $90,000, what do you mean he's not where he should be? He was doing better than you. Clearly doing better than you. What are you talking about? And this is actually a wig. Why would you wear a wig just to end up looking the way you looking? Just to end up looking like that? Why would anybody do that? With your little half Becky wig. Half Becky wig. Okay? Again, a divester. Like I said, and this is an FBA Keisha. Told y'all, them FBA Keishas admire and worship Becky too. They all got that Becky worship popping on.
Okay. She just gave out her age. I got all the information for you. Those are good at math that you got. You're welcome.
So, yeah.
But, all right. So, I get that part of it. So, you said you take accountability, and you're saying it was the age gap.
I think it was the age gap, yeah.
You wanted a lot more.
Yeah, by the time he got to a point that I felt like he should have been at, he wasn't there. Like, he didn't meet that mark.
Okay.
And I realized...
Saying he should have been making more money? You lying. You lying. And if that's the case, again, why are you looking for a man making the same that he was making? You was just looking for him to get a legit job because you was dealing with a Pookie. That's the most you could be talking about. You was happy with the illegal money or whatever he was doing. I don't even care if he was selling drugs or whatever I don't care what he was doing. You was happy with being bent over or whatever you was doing, but you lying.
It wasn't about his age. This is just the type of person he is.
Right, that happens. Yeah, some people are just not ambitious.
And it took me a really long time to figure that out.
Were you trying to build it there?
I wasn't trying to build because he was already at a point. He was already at a point.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
He fit where he was accomplished to be a young person, but then he hit a cap and just didn't do anything after that.
Why would you define a job like that? Who defines a job like that? He's an engineer making X amount of dollars, and he was making that much for 5 years. And how could he at 23? What are you talking about? These women, man, I'm telling y'all.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does make sense what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense to do that. And
right. I'm not excusing it. Doesn't make sense to do that, but it was.
Yeah, and maybe you didn't know, and that's fine, right? We learn sometimes our parents don't prepare us for what relationships are supposed to be like, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Mine didn't, right?
Okay, I want to hear that. We're going to move on to another timestamp. 10:27. This video is epic, man. This Keisha put on display just pure evil, dude. Evil.
If he's 5'5" and he's a gangster,
Listen to this. Oh boy.
yeah, I would date that. Yeah.
Okay, good enough. Are there any superficial things that you like?
Superficial things that no, I mean.
So you would date a guy 5'5"?
If he's 5'5" and he's a gangster, yeah, I would date him.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Gangster? What is
Like he
gangster?
comes, he is who he says he is. He is a proud person. He has integrity. He is loyal. People respect him.
That's the description of the dope dealing Pookie. That's how you describe a Pookie in front of the cameras. Let me back that up.
I would date a person.
Gangster? What is
Like he
gangster?
comes.
You think this Keisha got on here thinking she was being slick, thinking she about to cold talk slick. Well, wouldn't nobody catch that? You just described a Pookie and you know it. He is who he says he is. That could be anything. That could be flipping Jeffrey Dahmer. Because that's what she was describing. He's a gangster. He do this to make money. He is who he says he is. How degenerate. How classless. You got to look out for stuff like this because they're not bright enough. They're not bright enough. They're like, she basically told on herself right there. So that works in our advantage.
He is who he says he is. He is a proud person. He has integrity. He is loyal. People respect him.
People respect him, yes. This chick over here knows that she is currently describing a Pookie. It's all over her face. Trying to clean it up. Right? Trying to say it without saying it.
I would date somebody who's 5'5".
Okay. Does he have to look a certain way? Any personality traits? What do you expect?
I like somebody I would prefer somebody who is progressively black.
Okay.
In regard to understanding everything that's going on with our political climate, who he is, his positionality as a black American man.
You see? Some of these divestors, they start to realize how dumb and dangerous it is to be out here divesting, but they still, have malicious intent, especially when they target productive black men, and it's only for your resources. Only for your resources. And when they get into a relationship with you, all they're really bringing is hatred, conflict, and you losing resources. Hating you the whole time. This ain't it. This ain't it. Black men need to stop putting up with this.
In this world, like I would like somebody to really understand and hone in on that and live through that, because I feel like as a black woman I lived through that.
You mean you just looking for a black man who's not gonna give his bread to Becky? You want a black man who's gonna take care of you, right? Yeah, right.
And I think that would be a good match for me.
Okay. So, I mean, outside of the money, which is I find to be wildly unreasonable. No, really.
But some like black men are earning.
There are some men that are making that, right? But that's exceptional. That's exceptional.
There's black men that are earning.
You're right.
Yeah.
What percentage of black men are earning?
That's probably, I would say that's definitely top 20%, lower than at least like top 15, at least top 15%, right?
Yeah.
That's exceptional. So,
people are engineers. Black.
no, we get it. We get it.
Like,
right.
See how slow she is? there's a relatively small percentage of black men who make that much money. That's around $100,000 a year. What in the world makes you think you're entitled to that? And if your boyfriend was making that, what is your problem? What is your problem? And she's washed now. And she's demanding more.
Understand all that.
My daughter's in school right now, in pre-med for medical, so she's gonna go into that. It's not
that's
it's
cool.
not like unfathomable to me.
It's not unfathomable, but
Yeah.
you have to be extremely intentional about it. Right now,
You're right.
You're not even willing to date, right? And the clock is ticking. And then
What clock is ticking? Whose clock? Like, what clock is it?
The clock
biological clock,
yeah.
meaning
What biological clock? I have my child that I love, and I never want to reproduce again. What's the clock?
Now, we got to back this up right here. As even the host pointed out.
So you want to wait? So then you're not even trying to offer children? You could go.
Right. So what's your intent? What's your intent? You refuse to date an average earning black man, which is around what, $48,000 a year? A man who has a stable income. And let's keep it a buck. Most black men work overtime. Those numbers, they don't include overtime. They share what you make based on your scheduled hours, because overtime can't be calculated. So they find that most black men make around $48,000 a year. But there's a huge percentage of black men who work overtime every single week and actually make around $60,000 per year. This is the norm where I work. It's hard to find anybody who does not make around $20,000 more or less, give or take, extra per year through overtime. This is ridiculous. You reject that type of black man, and you want somebody who's making around 90, 100,000 for what? For his money. For his money. Which is crazy. Crazy. And she's being, she's not hiding it. She's not doing a good job of concealing her intent. But this is what it is.
Ticking. Whose clock? Unfathomable to me.
It's not unfathomable, but you have to be extremely intentional about it. Right now,
You're right.
You're not even willing to date, right? And the clock is ticking. And then
What clock is ticking? Whose clock? Like, what clock is it?
Men's clock, the clock of the men's
biological
set.
clock,
Yeah.
meaning
What biological clock? I have my child that I love, and I never want to reproduce again. What's the clock?
So
that's
you
the
Oh,
clock?
wait. So then you're not even trying to offer children? You could go ahead and get him.
So let me jump in this. So
Hey, wait. You said try to offer children. Do you understand? I know we're not getting into politics. I understand that we're not getting into politics.
No, I said children.
But
I said
do you
politics.
understand? But this is in regard to children. Do you understand what's happening in our country? Smart people would not be having children right now. No way.
smart people would not be
What?
having children.
Are we for real?
Yes.
They should think smart people are monolith. I
Wow.
think
So you
smart
want
people
the,
are
so as much as you're into black people, you want the race to
Understand.
die off?
Our race will never die off.
It would never die off.
So
Our
then you
race
just
will
want
never-
so then you
black
just
men-
want stupid people to have children. So then we're just a bunch of stupid
No.
generation.
So no one should have children?
No.
So
Yes.
who should have children?
I think that we
Those
should.
in position to
to-
do so.
to-
Help
I think that people
So
who should
smart
have
people-
children, who have the resources and the energy, the emotional regulation to have children. This country does not.
Wouldn't that be smart people? So why would smart people be the ones who should not have children? Didn't you just describe smart people?
Think that people
So
who should
smart
have
people-
children, who have the resources.
Yeah, smart people usually got resources. They usually got resources.
And the energy,
Energy. Right? Take a look at their resources.
the Emotional regulation.
They have emotional That's smart people. So why would that same demographic be the one who should not have kids, Keisha? Make sense out of yourself. Told y'all they don't be making sense. They don't ever make sense.
To have children. This country does not foster people who are financially stable, emotionally stable, and who have the resources and the time, the compassion to foster healthy children. That's why everybody is depressed. Everybody's doing, you know what I mean? Like kids are all out of control. Everybody's on welfare. It's a bunch of kids in the foster system. Why would you bring more in there for some man's ego?
Got it.
So having a child is egotistic on part of a man? What? Okay. That's how she describes a man's desire to have a son or daughter. You're being egotistic. She doesn't value being a mother to this man who she's looking for. I'm not going to offer you a child. So what are you going to offer him? Sex. You're not offering him resources. You're lying. Or else you'd be looking for a man making $400,000, which would be more than you. You claiming to make $300,000. You lying. Lying. They just don't stop lying. And they all know that each other lying. Like when they're around each other, they hear another one lying. They know that they're lying. I'm telling y'all, the Keisha connection, right? Their culture, their social way of interacting with each other, it's distinct, man.
So
you got to be human.
That, you know how inhumane that is? How crazy inhumane that is? You're looking for a man to make X amount of dollars. You ain't getting no child. Why would he want you? And she said she's looking for a man in his 30s. Are you out of your mind? Have you lost your whole mind? A man in his 30s would most certainly want kids. But he should settle for you old washed up Keisha, who ain't trying to have no kids because you old. You only valuable to have or put your wig on. We can get it popping. No. What in the world? I can't believe, black men still fall into these type of relationships with these women, man. This is crazy.
You know what I mean? Like kids are all out of control. Everybody's on the
No. And she said everybody's on welfare. No, everybody ain't on welfare. We ain't on welfare and can't get on welfare. That's y'all. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? See, y'all not fit to be parents. That's why you bringing up welfare. Everybody's on welfare. No, you on welfare. Right? Y'all on welfare. She looks at kids as them being single with the kids and needing welfare. Because she knows that's what would happen. Because that's their culture. Have kids with a guy. Don't try to stay with him. Leave him. Be a single mother. Get welfare. That's a thick culture, man. It's thick culture. Think about it. These types of Keishas are so high in number that in places like Chicago, they have their own neighborhoods and communities. Right? Them gang-ridden communities, low income and all that, primarily almost exclusively run by Keisha. They dominate the culture. I look at gang culture as an offspring of them. It evolved into what it is today under their rule. That's important. That's important information. Their hate got these boys, their sons out here blowing each other's brains out. And that type of culture dominates entire communities of the third largest city in the United States. Keisha culture is a problem.
No one should have children?
No.
So
Yes.
who should have children?
I think that we
Those
should.
in position to
to-
do so.
to-
Help
I think that people
So
who should
smart
have children, who have the resources and the energy, the emotional regulation to have children. This country does not foster people who are financially stable, emotionally stable,
Goofy.
who have the resources and the time, the compassion to foster healthy children.
What? Resources? Compassion? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You think it requires some type of magic to have kids and raise them properly? Always whining about resources. I thought you made $300,000. What you worried about? What you babbling about resources for? Because she broke. This is actually a broke Keisha just out here lying and playing the role, looking for a man who's making $90,000.
That's why everybody is depressed. Everybody's doing, you know what I mean? Like kids are all out of control. Everybody's on welfare. It's a bunch of kids in the foster system. Why would you bring more in there
Okay.
for some man's ego?
Got it. So,
You got to be human. Sometimes I feel like
with
black
that,
men
right?
aren't being human.
so I realized you were robbing the cradle before, but
What? And that's projection. Classic projection. As I just explained, she is the one who's actually being inhumane.
at this point in your life, I would imagine you would go older, like a lot older, particularly like the older
No,
children.
not a lot older. No.
Okay, well, what ages are you seeking?
I liked my younger person. I like the.
Yeah, but you can't do that anymore.
Yes, I can. I could date another early 30s man. Yes, I can.
Early 30s. Just goofy.
It's actually right. I can tell. I can show you how much I can date 3.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, so just because you have access to men doesn't necessarily mean that they would want to be with you forever, right? So I think that's
Why do you?
Early 30s. Most black men have not peaked at that level yet. But she's looking for somebody in that age range to be that successful. Now, of course, 90,000, you'd have to add a bunch more money if you're talking about New York City, right? Talk about Manhattan or somewhere. Also think California, there's a much higher rate of living. Okay, do the adjustments. But in places like here in Ohio, that's a decent living. That is a pretty good income, especially for a single person, especially for a black man. And she said her boyfriend was in the sciences or whatnot. She lying.
Why would you think that I want to be with men forever? I think it's hard for.
Boom. I wasn't just saying stuff. Right? If you sitting up here thinking, oh, I'm just making horrible statements, she just said that she don't want to stay with men forever. No interest in marriage. This ain't the first one that we've heard say this. What is she talking about?
forever, right? So I think that doesn't necessarily mean that they would want to be with you forever, right? So I think that's
Why would you think that I want to be with men forever? I think it's hard for men. Like now, I'm sitting here. It's not that you're being delusional. It's really hard for you to conceptualize that there's some women who do not put you at the forefront, who think that men are baggage, who think that men are.
But yet she looking for you to make around $90,000. You gets no kids. You just get her in her wig, right? her suitcase full of hate and anti-black male vitriol. Give me your credit card. Yeah, right.
Are like stunters of manifestation. Like, I can't achieve the things I don't want with this male energy around. It's stale. And I feel like that's something that y'all really try to, like, not y'all, I'm sorry. Some men really try to convince themselves that women don't put men at the forefront.
Sorry?
Okay. We're not supposed to be at the forefront, but we are expected to hand over our credit card. Just because she is offering sex. Her washed up, right, unappealing, already spit 2 or 3 kids out, wig wearing box, right, sitting up there just busted and all, done lost your youth, lost that young beauty, you eating Twinkies and whatnot on your way to being a linebacker, having a triple back. This is her IG. She is wide in the back. Okay, yeah, that is most definitely a wide back, and that don't look like no $300,000 house. You see all the women, far as history, that's another thing. They only appreciate women in history. You always hear black men bringing up Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman. They bring up women in history. Talk about black men religiously, don't they? They'll never forget to throw in the women. They don't do that with you. If they bring up Malcolm X, they only bring him up with that quote that black women are the least protected and most disrespected. They don't know nothing about no Malcolm X or nothing like that. And this supposed to be a $300,000 house and wig, and we supposed to believe that, huh? Supposed to believe that? You looking for a man that's just balling, huh? For your near the wall, no kids offering, out of shape, wig wearing box. We supposed to look at you as a bag of gold, huh? Huh? And it is crazy that some men accept this and look at this as some type of prize when they just looking at you as a bag. And don't put them on your life insurance and have a big policy. Okay? Your days might be numbered. You do something stupid like that, and do you doubt that it's happened already? Do you doubt it? And this broad up here, she turned evil, didn't she? She turned black.
Yo, I'm sorry. Some men really try to convince themselves that women don't put men at the forefront.
So I realize that there's some
Life
like that.
is so exciting. Like, life is exciting when you have resources, and this is for men and women. When you have resources, like, it doesn't matter. You're not sitting looking for a love, like a life partner when you're healthy.
Right. When you have resources, you can take care of yourself and bounce from man to man for the rest of your life. But you looking for men's resources, right? She gonna get with one black man making $90,000, while she's with him, she's looking for another one who making $120,000. Just a lifelong breeder. That's all this is what it is, man. Crazy. That is insane.
You have resources and you have opportunities to learn and grow and evolve. Like, men will never be at the forefront when a woman has all that access.
All right.
What access is she talking about? Other men's money? She's saying is women having a whole bunch of money? Y'all don't have a whole bunch of money. Y'all don't even make more than us. What are you talking about? She's talking as if black women out here balling, got resources, and they can afford to just bounce from man to man. Oh, I got my resources. Oh, I got my job. She got her $36,000. Looking for help. Can't pay the bills. And that's the best of your lot. Little $38,000. $45,000. Out of here. What is you talking about? This lady is broke.
For a love, like a life partner, when you're healthy and you have resources and you have
She making an argument against being a life partner. She's in her 30s already. I think her late 30s, right? Late 30s. And making a case, an argument against having a life partner. So what's the other option? What's the other option? Bounce from man to man. Is that true or not? Is that true or not, you non-believers? I know it hurt their heart for some black men to face the truth. This is in them. This is in them. That is sick. When y'all gonna deal with that? This is sick. That still, they have it in their hearts to want to function like plantation breeders and don't see no value in being married. How many of them have we heard say this? That's a part of their culture. Always has been. It's just been one of those things that black men back in the day didn't want to really deal with and talk about, especially with there being no internet, right? I have no doubt that they saw it. They saw it, but didn't really make a fuss about it. Didn't have discussions about it. Maybe some of them had discussions about it, but it did not grow legs. But this is just one of those things that's never been taken care of, never been confronted. They have and still to this day carry this desire to live life all their entire life, to be in a plantation breeder. See, back when blacks were more married, that was the culture. That was what we knew. We had just came out of bondage. White folks were married. We got married. That's what you're supposed to do. We was more participants in the system, even under Jim Crow. There's another thing were forced to adhere to. Black men were marrying these women and taking care of them. Crazy, right? Yes. It's a plantation psychology culture. It's like a spell that it's got to be not only identified, it's got to be broken. Do y'all see that happening? Who sees that happening? That ain't happening. That ain't happening. They don't even would not even admit to something like this. That something like this even exists. They would not even admit to having this mentality. But this is what's going on here.
Opportunities to learn and grow and evolve. Like, men will never be at the forefront when a woman has all that access.
All right, so I understand what you're saying, right? But
no,
that's not the majority of women, right? I realize that there are some.
No, that was goofy, and that don't make sense. Does not make sense. Now I'm about to fast forward to when she started tweaking out. Because the first thing that she wanted to do was try to emasculate this man. I know he's a Caribbean or whatever, but this is what they do to all black men. Black American men get it even worse. They have this desire.
That's a fake.
1
study.
second, 'cause
I'm telling you. Go ahead, go ahead.
That's what.
I'll read it.
That's why I don't like going to podcasts that don't have fact checkers here, because that's what niggas
Fake study.
do. They
I'm
talk to
telling
each
you,
other.
according-
Now you see how she went straight to labeling us with the N-word, right? Even she's even talking about the host here.
And don't listen to other
Exact
people.
fact.
That don't have fact checkers here.
Instantly, she starts now this is where her black male hate starts to come out. This is what you really want to wipe up.
When niggas
Fake
do,
study.
they
I'm
talk to
telling
each
you,
other
according
and
to
they don't
Bumpus,
listen to
it's
other
exact
people.
fact. I heard him.
So
You already debunked it. So who told you there was a fake study?
It's not a fake
Tell
study.
you, I've already looked into it.
there's propaganda studies.
I mean,
It's not propaganda. That's what you say to save your ego.
So we gotta
You don't
understand
know
that
what
there
this
is
is.
science. There may have been a study
over.
after that, but that wasn't a fake study.
So this is the gender warfare we got over here. She said she's a vet, right?
I am. I'm a
so
motherfucking problem. I promise
Yeah,
you.
and-
I'm ungovernable. It's over for y'all.
and that's exactly what a man of value wants. She's exactly what a man of value wants, an ungovernable woman.
Fucking ungovernable.
Yeah, she's, oh my God. Like, there's going to be a line around the corner of men waiting for that. I want to say this, though. You should,
How much money do you earn?
So-
I don't know what, I'm a YouTuber. I don't know a lot of money.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've been with
he said I'm on YouTube. I make a lot of Oh my goodness. There's no way he's balling off YouTube. I don't know what he does on YouTube, but he don't have numbers like that. 17,000 subscribers. Your videos average 2,000-3,000 views. You ain't making that much money, man. You ain't paying no real bills there. Stop lying now. Stop lying. Stop lying. You ain't got no mortgage. You ain't even got no apartment rent. Okay? You got a job somewhere. If you living or you leeching off the government, you doing something other than this little YouTube channel you got here. Y'all stop that. Black men, y'all stop that. I don't care if you from the Caribbean. You stop that. I don't care where you from. That's that type of goofy behavior. I mean, you talking 1, 2, 3,000 views per video. You cut that out, dude. You ain't balling. You ain't balling. You living with a woman or something? All right. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that we've traditionally caved into these women and just ignored their disrespect. It's crazy.
He's a vet, right?
I am. I'm a
so
motherfucking problem. I promise you. I'm ungovernable. It's over for you.
Why did she ask how much money he earned?
that's exactly what a man of value. My God, like there's going to be a line around the corner of men waiting for that. I want to say this, though. You should,
How much money do you earn?
So
I don't know what, I'm a YouTuber. I don't know a lot of money.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've been with lawyers. I've been with doctors.
Okay.
I've been with.
She said,
white
I've
men.
been with lawyers and doctors. You lying. What happened? Why you single in your 30s looking for a man now? Making $90,000. You lying. You talk to lawyers. Probably on the phone, for other reasons. Doctors, yeah, you had to go to the doctor. He wasn't checking for you. He wasn't flirting with you. You ain't stop lying. Look at the lies, man. Does anybody believe that? What's she talking about?
For that.
I've been with doctors.
Okay.
I've been with white men.
You build.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she makes that.
I've been with white men. Right? This FBA Keisha. So automatically a white man's supposed to be a step up. Right?
The top of the mountain. She's been a white man.
It's a divestment.
Oh my
I've
God.
divested on Fort Young. I've divested.
And you just talked about how we're on the dumb of white supremacy.
Yep. And I'll
So
tell
what,
you
you want
why.
to control
How
the dumb?
that
You want
what you call
to
it.
control the
There
dumb?
was
Just evil, man. Evil and dumb. Slow. White is just better. Brad is just better in their mind. I mean, why else? What else would they think? When they got this wig, weave, straight hair, flat iron, perm, comb, whatever they fry their wig and wig wearing, they prefer the hair to be a full head of hair, real human hair from anybody who ain't black. Right? They're not copping no afro wigs. You got to be a Ling Ling, a Maria, a Becky. You cannot be black. You cannot carry this Negro's genes. I do not want this nappy-headed Negro's DNA. Right? I want Brad's DNA. I want to be his son. I want to be Brad's son. I want to be his wife. Yeah. So that's why they do that. It's just automatic in their mind. Plus, they probably got a lily white Jesus. Probably got his picture posted up. They just back swimming in Brad. Just a psychosis, man.
Fort Young. I've divested.
And you just talked about how we're on the dumb.
Deconstructed that.
And now she's, this is deceptive, where she's trying to explain why she came back to black men.
I went back to black men. It's understood. This was a niggas idea in regard to how their families easy. White men benefit, their wives benefit from their so immensely that my life where I felt like black men were failing so badly. I was very young, so I was 19, by the way, too. So I was a kid. But that I thought that black men were failing so immensely that I did, for a moment, see how white men marry easy. White men help their families easy. White men their wives benefit from their partnership.
Marry easy? If they marry easier, question yourself. Not black men, not the buyer. If your product is trash, you can't criticize the buyer for not buying it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? They never make sense.
Help their families easy. White men their wives benefit from their partnership easy. I did see that, and I was caught up in that idea in regard to how white men might they do it better than niggas don't figure it out early enough, and they waste
See, we don't figure it out.
time, blah blah blah. So
We waste time. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Brad is not balling like that. It's only the difference of a few $1,000 separates it. Black men are doing much better than y'all. That's all you need to worry about. Don't compare us to no other group. Okay? But they're not bright enough to do that. This is FBA Keisha now. She's on the podium. She's speaking for the sisterhood.
I went with the white man, but I realized, because I take accountability and everything, like all of these, I don't figure it out early enough, and they waste time, blah blah blah. So I went with the white man, but I realized, because I take accountability and everything, like all of these, this was a systematic way of thought, and I shouldn't have. I should have understood why black men are the way they are, and that all the systematic, the domino effects to put them in their situations like that. And the only reason why white men are the saviors for the moment is because society allows them to be. So once.
What are you talking about? Whatever criticisms you have of black men, blame yourselves. Do that. Do that. I don't want to hear none of this babbling. What is she talking about?
I deconstructed that. I went back to black men, and
that's her con. She's coming back for the resources of productive black men, something she's never experienced. She lying about her boyfriend making $90,000. You're lying. No. This is scary. They're coming after you. I mean, like, what in the world would you be thinking anyways, to be honest? This lady. I want to jump to the part where she starts tweaking out. It's like I said, this chick, that was the first thing that came to mind. She was not ready for a debate. She got angry for losing the debate. She knew that, what was going to go down here. That's what these talk shows are all about. But she turned violent. So quite naturally, she would do that in a relationship.
But do you believe the men have made more
and
than
you
enough?
are a coward. You're a coward. I know gangsters. No, listen. I want you to understand.
She said, I know gangsters. Wait a minute.
You don't have to deal. You have the choice to live in your own truth, be in your own energy, and do the things that you want to do until you die without ever having to deal with the counterparts.
Right.
Like
Do
with
you
the
believe
counterparts.
that the men of value, that these top nine...
What men of value? Nobody cares about those men. Men don't. It doesn't matter. Bad bitches don't put men...
You're not a bad bitch. You're not a bad bitch. Calm down. But do you believe the men have made more than enough?
You are a coward. You're a coward.
You see, why can't she just debate? That's what the show is about. Having a debate. And there's actually, Keisha's making excuses for this lady. You can't defend what you're saying. What's the problem?
I know gangsters. No, listen.
I know gangsters. He's not a gangster. She says she'd date somebody 5'5" if he's a gangster. They worship gangsters. This is crazy.
You don't understand something, because I told you this before. I know gangsters.
What does that mean?
And I'm looking you in your eye right now. You're not.
I'm not a gangster.
Nigga, no. And you're not a gangster. You're also a coward.
Why are you
and
upset?
You don't like
Why are you upset?
women. Because I don't.
What? See how she wanted. This is the part where she tries to emasculate him. Challenge his manhood. You're not a gangster. You're a coward. Right? Some men, she's lucky he's not crazy. This video could have went left. Something real entertaining could have went down.
Because
I don't know black women, dark skin women.
And he starts, I love black women, dark skinned women. And after all of this, he was still caping for her.
You're inadequate.
I love dark-skinned black women, but I don't like masculine women.
I'm not masculine.
I like
I'm telling you
dark-skinned
the
black
truth.
women.
You're a child. You're a child. You're a child.
Oh, God. This is actually cringe. This lady is cringe. And when she jumps up, this is crazy.
This might
want
not
this. She believes men value want this.
Nigga, look, first of all, you smell funny, right?
I smell funny?
Yes, you do. You smell funny, and the niggas that I fucking fuck with, you can never touch. Even the fucking white boys, you lame ass nigga. Are you fucking serious? Get the fuck out of here. too much money. I make $350,000.
Why would she start saying stuff like that? Why would you make up a lie like that? And that is a lie. That is a lie. She looks like a bum. And why would you be on a show like this? You ain't making no money. And you know it. Why is she lying?
You something? And before you air this out, you're gonna, because I didn't know that I was gonna be in the presence of someone like this, and that's what I told you before. I don't like these fucking type of niggas. I told you that.
Boy. Now her horns came out. And look at her Keisha friend, she think it's funny. They always ally with each other. No matter how demonic they become, they get on the same page. This is that demon. Told you, man. It's a demon. She had a demon in her the whole time, pretending to be some pro-black, right? Oh, I saw the light. I saw what my brothers were going through. And they both getting off on being demons. Boy, it's insane. This is a woman. Yeah, look, again, no other group of women have their marital statistics. Share their marital statistics. 1 in 4 are married, and what is it? 80% of those get divorced? Wow, I believe it. What other reason could there be? Right? Than just pure vitriol. Wow, just dark and evil. And about these FBA Keishas, there was a lot that was said, actually. Wait a minute. Because this Keisha is slow.
You said that women don't benefit from marriage. You said
No.
men benefit from marriage. Was that
Yes.
correct? Who benefits from divorce?
Y'all,
Now, how do we benefit from marriage when we're expected to pay for everything? And why do we have a lower life expectancy?
We do?
the woman, if the man has money.
Okay.
The average does not have
Okay.
money. Nobody's gonna.
Listen to that. The average, and she's dealing with averages. The average black man makes more than the average black woman. And you don't make no $350,000 a year. And we're doing just fine. I don't know what you're talking about. They look at black men with high-paying jobs as, losers. An average. Right, what'd she say?
Have
Okay.
money.
Do you-
Nobody's
you do
gonna get
realize that-
anything from if the man has money.
Okay.
The average does not have
Okay.
money.
Do you-
Nobody's
you
gonna
do
get
realize
anything
that
from divorce.
7 out of the 10 richest
You-
women are a beneficiary from marriage, right? Whether it was death or divorce.
There are women who become billionaires from divorce.
Y'all average. Why are you talking about billionaire concepts? You're an average. What are you talking
I'm not
about?
an average dude.
You are.
You said that women
What?
don't benefit.
What in the world? Wow. Why would you shouldn't have to motivate men to not date something like this. Okay? You should be able to see past this front that they put on.
promise you,
and-
I'm ungovernable. It's over for y'all.
And that's exactly what a man of value wants. She's exactly what a man of value wants, an ungovernable woman. Yeah, she's, oh my God. Like, everyone's just going to be a line around the corner of men waiting for that. I want to say this, though.
How much money do you earn?
I earn a lot. I'm a YouTuber. I earn a lot of money. Yeah.
I've been with lawyers.
Oh God. Oh God. That was a bad exchange. My man said I'm on YouTube. Okay.
Women like her overtalk men, and it's fine. We're gonna let the footage reveal that, right? We're gonna let the footage reveal that.
No,
but we've sat here
we're gonna
quiet.
talk about this, but-
We sat quiet while she went on long rants.
Go ahead.
And I tried to interject at time, but I was like,
I'm
no.
not that. I'm actually a softie.
Okay,
He's so soft.
can you stop
Like,
talking to-
he's
okay,
he's
just one
foaming
second.
at the mouth over a soft.
Just one
I'm not even a hard girl,
Okay.
and he can't take me.
Women like her overtalk men, and it's fine. We're gonna let the footage reveal that, right? We're gonna let the footage reveal that.
No,
but
we're
we've
not-
sat here
we're gonna
quiet.
talk about this, but-
We sat.
That's a serious problem. You can't really talk to them in person anyway, because they will overtalk you every time. You can't be heard. You can never tell your side of the story anyway, right? Y'all know that's how it go. You can't even finish a sentence. Can't even finish a thought. Getting cut off every time. Even if you finish a thought, they gonna skip right past it. Not gonna hear nothing. They're just not submissive to us, man. Just like they have that collective desire for Brad and for straight hair and to look like Becky. You know, they have a disapproval of cooperating with us. You know, as a counterpart should. It's always fight, be disagreeable, right? Try to emasculate and stuff like that. Just insane behavior. Insane behavior.
Quiet while she.
It wants to be, you know, want to bounce from man to man their whole life. Like, what is going on? How could anybody, how could any group just go out like that? That's crazy.
You're a very insecure person. You
I'm-
probably
I'm
thought that I was
like-
gonna be. You're not used to women like me.
I am not
you're
used
not
to masculine
you're
women. I'm not.
coward. I'm not a masculine woman. I'm so soft. Exactly.
You date young men 6 years younger than them. You want them to be gangsters.
That's not what I'm saying, right?
He's fine for women to be a gangster.
That's not what I
If
said.
you're not a gangster, he better be white, because white people, they marry.
That's not what I said.
I've been
He's
paying
so
attention.
insecure. That is.
And she sat there and denied saying that. She said she would date a 5'5" guy. Was it 5? Yeah, if he was a gangster. And she just sat there and lied about it. How can you trust somebody like that? That is crazy. And you're out here looking for a man? For what? No kids, and I don't want to be with you forever. Listen to the, you know, the full scope of everything that she said. I don't want to be with you forever, and you don't get no kids from me, but you have to make $90,000, $100,000. What? Who would fall for something like that? My goodness. Be careful out there. Also, about these FBA Keishas, we have what I believe to be a good list of FBA Keishas who are divestors. Right here. I said that We need a complete list of FBA Keishas who worship Brad, dead or alive. This idea that FBA women are not into Brad worship is annoying. Serena Williams, Eve, Tamara Mowry, Lonnie Love, mother's FBA, father's white, Lonnie Love, Chanel Iman, Lisa Ray McCoy, Maya Rudolph, mother FBA, Shonda Jones, father FBA, Tamron Hall, Kiki Wyatt, Tika Supter, Natural Naughton, Kareem Stephans. Yeah, so, and this is just people in the public eye. It doesn't include the everyday person. So what are we talking about? You know? Just a cult of denials. People who in constant denial. Oh, that's for tethers. No. It's for you too. You know you're getting this smoke. You know you're getting this hatred. That's why, again, so many black men, they struggle. They always start to insult black men. You know, call them the N-word like she started to do. Like repeatedly. She even had the ER and he pointed out. He's like, and she's like, yeah, I did. That same what? Racist demon. Sound like she listened to Cynthia G, right? This is serious, man. The most evil types of women are after productive black men. And it's not just for your resources. You'd be lucky if you're still alive, messing around with these women, carrying that much hatred for themselves and for you. It is crazy, man. It's crazy that they're so arrogant and confident that they can find a black man that will accept them. And they will. It's a lot of, but it'll be most likely another Pookie. Well, however his life is now, it's going to be worse after dealing with her. And what, you just going to do that for the rest of your life? Like, what in the world? What in the world is going on, man? What a way to go out. I'm going to leave it there. Salute everybody in the building. See you on the next live.